As Syria's civil war escalates and ISIS grows, world leaders will gather in neighbouring Turkey. The Antalya G20 summit will be in Syria's shadow. Economic issues, its prime agenda, likely sidelined.
There is a growing showdown with Russia, between Russia and Western powers, and it'd be very surprising if the G20 is not dominated by those more immediate issues.
From Turkey's Incirlik air base, a few hundred miles from the G20, US planes take off to target ISIS. And from inside Syria, Russian bombers take off and drop their deadly cargo. Neither side agrees on targets. Russian officials say they're targeting ISIS and other radical Islamist groups. But many G20 leaders question that, saying Russia is prioritizing propping up Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Regardless, when Russian President Vladimir Putin arrives in Turkey this weekend, he will be a man on a mission. But Putin may find himself battling against a tide of ill will under tough economic sanctions for Russia's actions over Ukraine.
And in a sense, Mr. Putin is isolating himself and he's isolating Russia. And one of the things that I think this G20 meeting will show, or which we will be watching for, is the degree to which it is 19 versus 1.
Expectations are growing that Putin and President Obama will meet at the G20. The last time, 2 months ago at the UN, was frosty at best. Since then, ISIS claims to have downed a Russian tourist plane packed with holidaymakers on their way home from Egypt. If true, the two men may have more than initially anticipated to talk about at the G20.
Then there's more reason for the United States, Russia, Britain, and other countries to cooperate at the level of their security services.
But pressure for progress on ISIS and Syria isn't just a political and humanitarian imperative. Many G20 nations, foremost in Europe, are straining to deal with the huge influx of refugees the crisis has precipitated. And that, over time, could have significant economic consequences, which will have everyone at the G20 paying attention. Nick Robertson, CNN, Moscow.